Hi, welcome to AllBrands After Hours with me, your host, Courtney Douthat. Welcome to the show where we hang out and craft together. Today we're getting ready for fall, y'all. Let's make a fall garland together. Let's do this. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I am ready for fall. I even got my candy corn tree up there looking adorable, but I feel like we need more decoration. So what I have here today is, I'm very excited. I've been seeing all these felt garlands with leaves and pumpkins and different things on there, and I really want to make one, but amp it up. So I have some felt, and before anyone asks me, this is felt that I got from AllBrands retail, from the Baton Rouge retail, but a lot of the different stores have it. And I went ahead and I printed off some different leaves. Nothing special, just some leaves. But afterwards, I thought about it. It just looks like someone took a Sharpie and traced a leaf. I could have got the kids to go out in the yard, pick some leaves, brought them in, we could have traced them, and then I could have made the garland out of the leaves we found in the yard. How cute would that have been? Missed opportunity. I'll have to make another one. Oh no. So I have some different felt here, and we're going to actually be cutting this felt out. Now, Courtney, felt, that makes me a little nervous. Felt likes to, misshape in some different times if you cut it funny. Well, it used to. So, used to be I would take this blade, which is my thin fabric blade, and I would cut it out. And it would do an okay job. But now I use my rotary blade, which actually looks like a little bitty rotary. I do that one because the rotary blade was made for very tricky materials. It was made for silks and chiffons. But when's the last time I've ever cut out a silk and chiffon? Let me be honest with you. Now, I use it to cut out wool, felt, different things like that might be a little bit trickier. But the way that this blade works is a little bit different than how the other blades work. The other blades just cut around and they do a great job. This blade hops. And you'll notice when we're cutting in a bit, she'll hop around to find the best possible crispest cut without moving anything. She doesn't want to shift things, because when you shift things, that's where we get problems and we get uh-ohs. and then you have to stop the machine. So she prevents that. So if you actually notice, her little head is a little bit bigger because she's constantly thinking. So I'm going to actually use this blade today. Take out my black auto blade and slip this blade on in. Always remind you that if you ever feel any resistance putting that bar down when you're putting your blade in, take your blade out, just take a look, make sure there's no debris from a previous project in there, and then it should be able to just slide on down and lock. So that is always a helpful hint. So let's pick out some colors. Let's see. I'm thinking of red. I wish you guys were here, because then y'all could tell me what colors you prefer. Thinking of green, and I'm gonna do multiples, but we're just getting our color scheme together. See, gotta do yellow. We have to. And I love that this yellow, the camera makes it look brighter, but it's actually more of a deep, pretty yellow. See, not white. Oh, we have an orange. That would be nice. I don't know. See how that one's a little bit different? And then we have actually a true yellow. I'm gonna put this down here. I want a lot of leaves, and I'm actually going to double them up. So I'm going to cut out one of these leaves, and then I'm going to shrink the size down and cut out another one to put one inside. Actually, I thought that might be too orange. You see how that one's more like a burnt kind of yellow? I love that. Should I do the regular yellow, or should I? Why does that look peach on camera? I swear that's not peach. Let's see. Okay. Why does that look peach when it's next to everything? Am I crazy, or does that look peach now? Yeah, I think we might just do them all. And then we can mix and match, and if we don't like them, heaven forbid, we'll just take them away and we'll act like it never happened, Alrighty, so I have these. Have my colors sorted. Something on that one. Alright, so I'm going to put these off to the side for now, because what I need to do is actually take my scanning mat right here, beautiful little girl right here. Now, we've said this previously in a show that all the mats can scan, every single one of them. However, I would really not like to put paper to a fabric mat or a standard mat, because I will be picking paper off of these for quite a while, and it will just shred it, or not ruin your mat, but then you have to clean your mat. It's going to be a mess. Just don't do it, trust me. So I'm actually going to put these to the side and take my scanning mat. There's nothing sticky about this scanning mat. There is just a flap that you would put your paper underneath, like this, and now scan it into your machine. Your low tack mat could also do that, and that works. It just sticks on there. Your low tack mat is for your paper, so that works out just fine. So let's go ahead and we'll load her into our machine. Alrighty, so we have our mat loaded, and we're going to be good and use our stylus. We're going to hit scan. We're going to scan to cut data and hit start. Now, Courtney, why would we not want to direct cut? I saw that that was an option. Well, because direct cut would actually cut out this paper. So I don't want to actually cut out my paper. I just want to scan it to bring that design into my machine. So if I hit direct cut, then I'm actually going to cut that paper out, which is not what I want to do. I want to have the design to bring it in to cut something else out that I bring in. All right, she's recognizing, she's turning that draw line into a cut line or into another draw line. Alrighty, so it gives us these options right here. And what this is do we just want the outside of our design? Now you notice how well or how good of a scan it actually caught some of the end of that paper, all the bits I had on my mat. So I can always just, zoom in, drag, and bring it in. Now, if I wanted the inside and outside lines of this, then I could do that, and it actually puts a border inside of it, so it gives me a whole section instead of just one line. And then this one could be your draw lines right at the end. However, for this, I just want the outside of it. I don't want the inside to be cut. I just want the outside of my design. So we could hit preview. Looks good, I love it. Let's hit OK. All right, now where do we want to save to? Well, I want to save to my machine, but I could save it to a USB or to Canvas if my computer was nearby, which it is not. All right, it saved it. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Now, why does it bring you back to the screen? Well, if I had decided, you know what, for the next part, I do want the insides and outsides. Well, then I could go select that and then save it separately. But you know what, I'm done. I like this, I'm happy with it, so I'm gonna hit home. And it's gonna say, hey, is it okay to delete this? Yes, because I've already saved it. So now if we come to retrieve data, where did we save to? We saved from our machine, or saved to our machine. If I scroll to the bottom, well, there's my design. If you watched our previous show, you saw the leaves and the pumpkins from the last one. That was a lot of fun. We made our own doormat. So here's my design. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm going to hit OK. Alrighty. Now this is where if I had wanted to edit it or add different things or anything like that, this is where I could go to do that. And I actually might, because I'm actually going to bring these. If you notice, they are two separate little beings. And I'm actually going to hit Edit, Object Edit. Now I could come and resize. I could add multiple. I could rotate them. I could add a seam allowance. I could flip the design. There's so many different things that I could now do to it. So I'm actually going to come and I'm going to tell it, hey, I want 2 of these. There it is. And I could do the same for this one. Add 2. And you could tell it multiple, didn't just not 2. You could tell it, hey, I want 5, 6 of them. So there we go. How cute. Now I'm actually going to resize these 2 because I want them smaller. Because remember I had said I wanted to lay some inside of there to have a double up. So I'm going to come to the sizer and I'm actually going to take and drag and drop this right on top of it. And then I'm going to resize. That way I can see what's actually going to really nicely fit in there. There we go. Nice. I think that would be really cute inside of there. So now we have a 2-toned leaf. All right, so that's really, really cute. I love that. Might make it a little bit bigger. Now, a really cool thing that you can do is if you do bring a design in, if you notice the ScanNCut wants to cut to resize like breathing, so all together at once and then all lower. So if you resize the height, the width changes. You resize the width, the height changes. However, if we were to select this button right here, this would lock that. So if I resize my height, my width, my height doesn't change. If I resize my height, my width doesn't change because I've locked that. And you can also resize by percentage. So I'm going to unlock this, and I think I would like it if it was taller. So I am gonna lock it, go a little bit taller, but actually go a little bit, go down on the width. So, cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so very, very cute. I love that. I'm actually gonna take this one out and I'm going to do the same to this one. Cute. There we go. So now I've got a set of those. Alrighty, so I went ahead and I added a few more leaves from a printout that I had. I didn't think you wanted me to watch me do the full thing all over again. So this is actually the new one I brought in. I'm going to hit OK. And I see that the machine did pull a double line on this one. And that's fine because I have a leaf that looks very similar to these two. So I'm actually going to delete them out. So I'm going to hit Edit, select this, and I'm going to delete it out. Every piece of it. This one too. Alright, so now I have these new leaves, which is great. But Courtney, where did our other design go? I'm going to go ahead and hit Add, Retrieve Data from my machine. Scroll to the bottom. There's my leaves that I made a moment ago. Hit OK. Oh, now it looks like they're on top of each other, but that's fine because we can just drag and drop and bring them on over. Look at that. How cute. I love it. Now, for the other leaves that I just brought in, I didn't make them a friend yet. So I'm going to hit Edit, Object Edit. So I'm going to hit Add, plus another one. There he is, and drop him in there. And then I'm going to resize him to be a little smaller. Like that. Ta-da! Now we have a little friend. This guy too. I'm going to hit OK. Add another one. You only have to do this if you want two in there. Should came down a little bit more. If you want them to be a double layered garland, then yes. But if you don't, you're happy with it just being the single one, then that's fine. You don't have to do this step. But I think it would be cool with a double one. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. Alrighty, so I've got these all over the place. I think I did them all. We'll find out in a little bit. Now, I'm actually going to hit OK. Okay, again, now I notice that there are still a few that have, you know, something on top of them, and that's okay because we're going to move that. Now, when it gets time to cut, we've already gone over what blade we're going to use, but Courtney, what mat are we going to use? It depends. So, usually I would run to my fabric mat. However, this is a brand new fabric mat, and it is very, very sticky. And this felt is kind of see-through, but for what I want to do, it's going to do just fine. But I really don't want to put this very, very delicate felt on a very, very sticky fabric mat. This is my most sticky mat. So I'm actually not going to use that today. I'm going to use my standard. Your standard's still very sticky. It's just not as sticky as your fabric mat. But whenever, I hate that noise. Whenever you need a good in-between, it works out great. So I'm actually going to put the felt on my standard mat. So it's very, very sticky, but it's actually going to be a little bit easier for me to get that felt off of here without distorting any of it. My machine did a great job cutting it. I'm going to help it along by being able to easier get this off of it. Now, if you want to brayer this on to make sure it sticks on there well, that's fine. However, this is a fairly new, clean mat, so it's on there. it's on there. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and we're going to load this into our machine. So we're going to hit OK. Because I want to get back to this screen that has a mat with a bar through it. And I'm going to hit Start. And what that's going to do is it's going to scan in my material so I can see on my screen what's on my mat in color. So there we go. Beautiful. Now look, the yellow felt is now on my screen so I can see in color where does it stop going, so that way I can better lay my items. Now I could come here and select and move them, and then that way I know that things aren't touching and I can get them as close as possible. Now there is a feature right here that is the alignment tool for the ScanNCut that is actually going to place my designs where it best thinks that I can do it without using up my material. And if you notice, it gets each other very, very, very close. And it looked like a minute ago, oh no, she was gonna run out of space, but look how much space it made me by doing that. So you could do that, and it's gonna twist and turn them to better fit together, or you can actually select this one where it's going to do it, but in a more laid out pattern. So it's going to either flip them up or down, or you could do it like this, where it's going to make them all standing up, like that. So I actually really like that, and I feel like that still saved me a ton of material down here at the bottom that I could actually add more of these to be able to cut out more. So I might actually do that. Now, if you want to give yourself any assurance and you feel like, oh, it's really close to the edge, you can, of course, still move them down by hand, or you actually could come to edit, and right here, these are little buttons that you could actually select down and up this way instead of having to drag them. Because I know some people, just to get it real precise, they like to use these, and that's totally fine, whatever you prefer. There we go, we're going to do that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. So I feel like this one's a little close to the side, at the top. I know my machine says it can do it just fine, and I believe you, machine. However, it does make me a tad bit nervous. All right. I mean, the ScanNCut really could get in there and cut perfectly, so I'm not really worried about the spacing in between them because I know it's going to be just fine. Usually I'm just worried about my sides. So, alrighty, so they all look beautiful, it all looks great. I'm actually going to go and add more because look how much room I have. I could use that up if I wanted to. So maybe I'll go back after. Maybe I should just leave it like this for right now and be good. So let's go ahead and we're going to hit OK. OK again, please select, and we want to cut. Now, the rotary blade, if you come into the little wrench icon, now none of these settings are for the rotary blade. It actually has its own. So if we come down here, you'll see rotary blade mode, which is on normal. However, if I felt like my material was really finicky, really probably, gonna give me some trouble, I could hit from normal to fine. Fine is actually going to take even more care and be even more delicate when it is cutting something out. So it is up to you. However, I feel like normal should be fine on this. It's pretty decent felt. But that is an option if you feel like, you have something that you really can see through. It's got a loose weave to it or something like that. It's not a very tight woven material. Then that is an option that you can do. So I'm going to hit OK. And now it's ready to do that. Now, if you notice, it says it's going to take 19 minutes because, remember, it takes a little bit longer because it's jumping around trying to give you that best possible cut. So that is why it takes a little bit longer. But again, I can wait for a few seconds more for a good cut. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And if you notice, she comes. She's going to jump down. She's going to test her material. There she goes. And there she goes. Now, again, you notice she's hopping. She is hopping because she is reading the file that she's made, that cut file, and she's thinking, okay, where can I best possibly get a cut? It's not going to just be all the way around. There's going to be a bit of hopping, a little bit of learning where she thinks, oh my God, I love this. I love when she jumps around. Honestly, the first time she did it, I got really worried. I'm like, wait, what is she not tracing my image? It's because she is looking for that best possible cut, so that's amazing. Now, of course, usually this is the time that I tell you where I'm going to be, where you can come see me and hang out with me. So at this point where you're watching this video, the Slidell Embroidery University would be done. So I'll be wrapping up that event. But, of course, the next one on the books is Houston Quilt Festival. International Houston Quilt Festival. I will be there all the days, and of course I'll pop it up on screen so that way you guys can know what dates. If you haven't already planned your Houston Quilt Festival trip, go ahead and plan it. It's a lot of fun. I'll be there all the days, having a lot of fun in the ScanNCut area, a little bit in the Promote area. I'm a little bit everywhere, but I will be in that area the whole show having fun. So come out, come see me, come say hello, and have a good time. Now, while she's cutting out, I'm going to get the rest of my felt ready. That way I can just assemble the line. If I was smart, I would have done this on a 12 by 24 mat and then just had all of them on there, and it could have just cut out the whole thing for me instead of having to go one by one. Darn, why didn't I think of that? I could stop it and do it now if I wanted to. Look at it go. Alrighty. She is done. Courtney, use your spatula. Guys. Okay, so what I should tell you to do is use your spatula, put it underneath, wiggle. But this did so good. This did so good. This did so good. Look at that. That's felt. like, and it cut it out so perfectly that I could keep using this felt at the bottom if I wanted to. Ooh, there's so much fluff. Okay, I know that I could just rip these off and they would be fine, but the correct way to do it is actually to come on the corners. And again, wiggle, 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 wiggle. It's the easiest way to get things off of your mat safely. Your machine did a great job on cutting. Go ahead, give her a little help. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. 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 So good. So I'm just going to go around getting all the little ones off of my mat. Oh, look at the little guy. He's just, wait, you know what? There's no lying on up close camera. Look at that. Look at that. Look how amazing that is. That's the littlest. Look at the little stem. Are you kidding me? Look at the little stem. Look at how stinking adorable. I love this. And if you can tell on this felt, like you can kind of see through it. I love this. When people ask me why do I love the ScanNCut. Did I have to tell it what material I was using? No. Did I have to tell it anything in particular? No. I didn't. I mean, if I had wanted to switch to the fine for the rotary blade, I could, but I didn't. I knew that it would do a good job just on its own. I appreciate them giving me that option, but did I have to use it? No. Look at this. This was so easy. They're coming off beautifully. I'm kind of using my spatula. I'm like putting the spatula in here and I'm just kind of pulling them off. But it did a great job. I mean, it did great. Now I've got, look at this. I have a whole tree full of leaves. Just so I'm actually going to set these off to the side. And I really am probably going to take my scissors and cut that and just keep using it because I'm frugal and I use every piece of everything that I have. But I'm going to take the next color, put it right down where the other one was. Because I already scanned it in, they're the same size. But if they had been different sizes, then I could have, you know, put those in and, okay. And I could have, you know, rescanned it if I had wanted to. You know, whenever you were, like, say, there we go. So say I did have this piece and I put it back on my mat and I wanted to keep cutting out of it, I would have just put it just like that. And then that way I could have seen where I still had opening pieces to cut out. I mean, it would have been, that's the beautiful thing about scanning a material in. So we're back here. We're going to hit please select. We're going to hit cut and we're going to hit start with the next piece. Oh, and there she goes. She's off. So honestly, you could be doing something else while you're doing this. Once she starts cutting out a lot of them, I'm actually going to bring it over to my sewing machine because I'm going to be sewing these together. So whenever I get my next color, I can just put a few of them on here. And I thought, follow me on this, guys. What if we took some King Star thread, which is the metallic thread, and we did the lines, like sewed lines on them with the King Star thread? How adorable would that be? It'd be adorable. I know. You don't have to tell me. I already know. It'd be adorable. Alrighty, I have been busy cutting out, and yes, she's still going. She's on her last one. She's on the last leg of it. I have been busy cutting out leaves like this. I just want to throw it up in the air. However, I have like nicely start sorting them. So what I did, I love this, guys. I love this. So I'm taking the big leaves and I'm putting smaller ones inside of it. There's fluff in there. Taking the smaller ones and putting inside, and then when I stitch, I'll stitch one down. You could just do one, but I think I'm gonna do one and then maybe another like off to the side. And I'll show you guys an up close. But like I said, I'm gonna do it with this King Star thread because how pretty would that be? Shiny King Star, and the orange would have been cute if I had done orange thread, but I thought with all the different colors, we'll do the silver. I feel like, oh, the gold would look nice too. Tell me in the comments, what color would y'all have used? Would you have done the gold? I feel like gold's way more fall. Oh, no, now I'm second guessing myself. Let's see. Maybe I should go and grab some gold. Yeah, I think we're going to do the gold. Okay, I talked myself out. You talked me out of it. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out on my table. Just all nicely, so all the big ones of the particular one, lay them out. And then I'm just going to take the different colors of the small ones and just start laying them on there and saying, okay, do I like this color with this color? Do I like this color with this color? with all my options, and I've started doing it with the smaller ones too. Wait, where's my favorite? This one. It kind of looks like fire, but in a cute way. Like, it's so cute when it stitches out, like, because I mean, most fall leaves are not one color, some are, so we're gonna do pretty colors. That one, it really does look like fire, or ketchup and mustard, whatever you think in your head, but like, how cute is that? And then I'll stitch them out. So I'm gonna color sort and play around, and then I'll meet you at my sewing machine, which you actually never get to go to. It's over there. I'll meet you at my sewing machine once I have my thread and stuff sorted, and we'll start sewing.
Now, since I have a Brother Luminaire machine, I'm actually going to project the line that I'm going to use as my guide. So it actually projects it onto the material, if you can see it. That red line is where the needle is, and then that green line is actually a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Isn't that wild? So if I had wanted to stitch out with seam allowance, I would follow the green line, but if I want to go right down the center, I'd follow the red line. So what I'm doing is I'm actually just starting out my stitch, and then I do a little back stitch to kind of lock in my threads. I go to the front, and then I do a little back stitch again to lock that thread in. As much as just the one single vein is cute, or, you know, little seam on it, I'm actually going to do 2 more. So having them coming out from that center one to really make it look like the, you know, veins of a leaf, and make it just super adorable. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting it with the back stitch, going forward, and then ending with a back stitch just to lock my stitch in. And I actually did orange bobbin thread, so when you look at the back of it, it was orange. Of course, I could have put another thread in there, but I could have even done white. No one would have seen it, but I thought orange was more fall. So you can see my orange bobbin thread right there, and I'm just clipping off the front of my threads just to make it look nice and clean on the front. How stinking cute. And I'm so sorry, my camera decided it does not want to focus on anything. Why would it want to? That makes way too much sense. And for this next leaf, I'm just, again, going to sew straight in the middle. If I want to go through the middle, I would go on that red line. If I want to give it a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I would go on the green line. But I want to go right through the center. So I just lined it up, and again, back stitch to the front, back stitch at the end of it. And this one, I'm just going to do 1 line. So mix it up from the others. I think it looks so good.
Oh my goodness, I have them all. Oh my goodness, I have them all. They are all beautifully stitched out. Look at that. With the metallic? Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you guys had that idea. Good job, guys. How beautiful. I almost took another layer because I cut out some smaller ones to do that. That would have been cool, but then I would have had to cut out each one, but I wasn't doing all that. So I even have little ones. How cute. So are you guys ready to see the garland? Let's do it. All right. 3, 2, 1. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget that the ScanNCut SDX325 can be found on our website, AllBrands.com, along with a bunch of other awesome things. We are a family-owned and operated business since 1976, and we truly appreciate when you purchase from us. So thank you. We very much appreciate that. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it's the easiest way to let us know that you want more of these videos. Y'all have a good night. Bye!